I watched Mission Impossible Rogue Nation for the first time, Mission Impossible 5 to be exact. And this one, the more recent that they're getting, the more the visuals and spectacles and key moments are clicking in my head to where even if I haven't watched the movie, I recognize the tropes or different culturally referenced things that people talk about to this day. Ethan hanging off the side of the plane, insane way to start off the movie. And so we got Ethan tracking an organization known as the Syndicate, and he's getting his first mission. Turns out it's the Syndicate that's actually playing the recording, and Ethan gets captured. You always know it's going to be a good start if Ethan gets captured. You also got the head of the CIA who's trying to get the IMF dissolved. I feel like the IMF is getting dissolved like every movie now at this point. Because in 4, they technically were dissolved, and then by the end, Ethan's like, we're the new IMF now or whatever. So Ethan now, he escapes capture, of course, with the help of a new leading lady, Ilsa Faust, that was her name. And he can't tell, like, wait a minute, aren't you with these bad guys who captured me, but you're helping me escape? But then you gotta, and then we'll get to that. And so then Ethan's on his own. It's so funny because Alec Baldwin's character at one point, because he's like, Ethan Hunt's in the wind, but you know what? Today is his last day as a free man. And then it skips to 6 months later. I'm like, so clearly y'all didn't capture him as fast as you thought you would. The IMF is dissolved into the CIA, so Benji's working for them. Luther is in the wind. Brandt is working underneath. Hunley is the personality Baldwin plays. And the thing is then Benji gets solicited into helping Ethan unknowingly, but he kind of figures. And then he puts it to him straight. He learns the plan from Ethan, everything about the Syndicate, what he's working on. He's like, I'm staying. And Ethan was like, well, all right, bro, anyway. And then slowly it turns into the gang with Brandt, Luther, and Benji. Jane is not in this one, the lady from the 4th one, who is also an IMF team. They're always just letting the leading lady from the previous movie just disappear. But that's neither here nor there. And yeah, so then they're going after this Syndicate. The leader is Solomon Lane. He talks like this in this really quiet voice, and he doesn't seem so menacing, but he actually is. And this whole thing is he understands the psychology of people, and so he sees all of these outcomes and ways that choices will lead you. On some Thanos stuff, he's very much like, where did that lead you? Right back to me. This one was great for a plot point that was very geared into, it was like the IMF was dealing with their counterpart. Literally, Benji is like, they're like an anti-IMF. And by the end, it's so cool how they eventually, reveal the Syndicate because they use the mask off, as they always do, to have the Prime Minister of the UK admit that the Syndicate is real, because the CIA has been chasing after them saying, yo, the Syndicate is fake, it's a fabrication. Ethan Hunt's just making it up so he can just go have crazy, wacky adventures, which, like, why would he do that? That just seems counterintuitive to the point. Like, I just feel like sometimes they'd be like, yeah, agent must have just got bored and decided they just wanted to go crazy. But also, to be fair, some of the people they chase do end up doing that. Allow me to interject here real quick. The way Ilsa plays into everything is that she is British intelligence that's been undercover. Ilsa is the leading lady who I told you freed Ethan earlier in the video. And she's British intelligence who's been undercover. They are the reason that the Syndicate exists. And then just want to also say one of my favorite parts was when they were revealing the Syndicate via the Prime Minister, was watching Hunley, who has talked about how Ethan and the IMF are all luck, and this is not how you run an operation because it seems like y'all are giving a lot to chance. That man said that he was like the living manifestation of destiny. He dropped a bar. I'm gonna have to find the quote and I'll put it up on the screen. But he dropped a low-key bar. And if I was Ethan, I would have had to turn and been like, thanks for the compliment, by the way. Like, after I get mask off. back to me then. But neither here nor there. By the end of it, one of the craziest things was, does Ethan have photographic memory? Because Solomon is after basically the money that was supposed to fund the syndicate, and Ethan destroys what holds those accounts, but he's like, but now I am the red box because I know all the accounts numbers, and now you have to keep me alive. So then he beats Solomon Lane in his own game because he's like, I know what you want more than anything is this money that was supposed to be for the operation that you were going with unsanctioned. But I thoroughly enjoyed this one. I will say, I still think Mission Impossible 3 is my favorite. Mission Impossible 3 is my favorite, and I think this one is second to that one right now. I'll let you guys know if it changes. We're getting ready to watch Mission Impossible Fallout, the 6th one. I'll catch y'all on the next one.